You go to bed tonight. You pull up your blanket, scroll your phone for 40 minutes watching videos of dogs failing to catch frisbees, and eventually, after 3 trips to the kitchen for no reason, you fall asleep. Simple, comfortable, taken completely for granted. Now imagine doing all of that, but strip away the blanket, phone, mattress, walls, roof, and electric lighting. Instead, you are sitting on cold ground in a dark prehistoric forest, wrapped in a damp animal hide, listening to something very large moving in the bushes 20 feet away from you. That was a normal Tuesday for your direct ancestors. And here's the question almost nobody stops to ask. What did ancient humans actually do at night? When the sun went down, when the world turned pitch black, when predators woke up, and your only tool was a sharp rock and a vague sense of optimism, what was the plan? Did they sleep? Did they stay awake?
Did they stare into the void, preparing for the worst, like a prehistoric version of someone waiting for their IKEA furniture to arrive?
The answer is far weirder, more fascinating, and far more human than you would ever expect. For 99% of human history, half of every day was spent in absolute darkness. Not streetlights outside darkness. Not, I forgot to charge my phone darkness. Full, crushing darkness, where holding your hand 2 inches from your face yielded nothing. While early humans had poor night vision, Pleistocene predators were not handicapped. Saber-toothed cats, cave lions, and giant hyenas were nocturnal hunters with eye-shine structures designed to stalk prey in the dark. The moment dusk settled, early hominids went from opportunistic hunters to high-protein midnight snacks. The forecast was dark, with a high chance of being eaten. So what was the survival strategy?
Long before fire, the primary weapon against night was spatial terrain and collective vigilance.
Early hominids huddled inside elevated rock shelters or deep limestone caves. Caves were premium real estate, not because our ancestors loved damp stone walls, but because a cave offered stone at your back and only one entrance to monitor. It was the original security system. You could not swipe a keycard to get in, but leopards could not swipe keycards either. Sleeping pressed tightly together, sharing body heat, humans ensured someone was always stirring. Evolution favored bands with varied sleep depth. Light sleepers woke at the faintest sound of a snapping twig, acting as living alarm systems for the tribe. Then, roughly 400,000 years ago, fire transformed the night forever. The moment early humans gained control over fire, the entire dynamic shifted. A crackling campfire did far more than provide warmth and cook meat. It created a psychological barrier, a glowing wall of light that beasts instinctively avoided crossing. Predators evolved to hunt in darkness, and a roaring fire represented an unpredictable anomaly. Sitting beside a campfire, early humans were finally safe from the shadows. But fire did something even more profound. It created leisure time in the dark. During the day, survival demanded hyper-focus on hunting and foraging. Once night fell, physical labor became impossible. You could not be productive in the modern sense. You could not read, write, or send passive-aggressive emails to coworkers. What you could do was sit down and actually be present with your tribe. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner studied conversations among modern hunter-gatherers, specifically the Juhoansi of the Kalahari Desert. She discovered that over 75% of daytime talk was logistical and practical, focused on food and work.
But at night around the campfire, over 80% of conversation was dedicated to storytelling.
Around those embers, elders sang songs, recounted legendary hunts, and spun elaborate myths. The campfire was humanity's first movie theater, and the storyteller was the screen. Every single evening for tens of thousands of years, humans sat around fires and narrated the world to each other. Through night stories, cultural memory was forged. Young hominids learned moral values and survival tactics long before written language existed. Without books or hard drives, stories around the fire were the hard drive of human civilization. Fire served as the primary catalyst for human empathy, language development, social bonding, and abstract imagination. Sitting around a fire turned hominids into human beings. Now let us address the mystery of prehistoric sleep, because what science has uncovered will change how you feel about your body. Most modern humans assume healthy sleep must consist of 8 continuous, uninterrupted hours. If you wake up at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, unable to fall back asleep, you probably panic, check your phone, spiral into a WebMD rabbit hole, and by 4 in the morning, diagnose yourself with 3 separate sleep disorders and a rare nutritional deficiency. But historical and biological evidence suggests your body is not broken at all. You are simply experiencing an ancient human biological rhythm. Historian Roger Ekirch analyzed thousands of historical records, medical texts, and court documents from ancient Rome to medieval Europe. He discovered that for thousands of years, humans did not sleep in one solid block. Instead, they practiced biphasic or segmented sleep. People went to bed shortly after dusk, slept for 3 to 4 hours in first sleep, and naturally woke up around midnight. This period of quiet wakefulness, known as the watch, lasted for an hour or two. During the watch, people were completely calm and alert. They prayed, contemplated dreams, tended the hearth, chatted quietly, or shared intimate moments. A 16th century French physician even recommended that couples conceive during this waking window when the body was naturally relaxed. After this peaceful interval, people drifted into second sleep until dawn. This two-phase sleep pattern was the natural human baseline for millennia. Waking up in the middle of the night allowed our ancestors to check the fire, ensure no predators had sneaked into camp, and maintain social bonds. It was only with artificial lighting during the Industrial Revolution that bedtimes were pushed later, compressing 2 sleep cycles into one block. Waking up at 3 in the morning suddenly felt like a malfunction, rather than an ancient biological rhythm expressing itself as intended. So, if you wake up at 3 in the morning with a calm mind, do not panic. Your brain is simply remembering a natural biological pattern that kept your ancestors alive. Furthermore, early humans were remarkably sophisticated about sleeping conditions. We picture cavemen flopping down on bare rock. But at Border Cave in South Africa, archaeologist Lynn Wadley discovered plant-based sleeping mats dating back 200,000 years to the birth of Homo sapiens. Ancient humans gathered broad sheaves of grass to build cushioned mattresses, but the most mind-blowing detail was found directly beneath the grass. Archaeologists discovered a thick layer of crushed ash beneath the bedding. Early humans intentionally spread cold ash from campfires under sleeping mats because ash acts as a natural chemical barrier against crawling insects, ticks, fleas, and mites. They were performing chemical pest control 200,000 years before modern science understood microparasites. Someone woke up itchy, looked at fire ash, tested the idea, confirmed it worked, and taught the tribe. That was the scientific method running in a prehistoric human brain. As human cultures evolved, the night transformed from a threat into specialized mastery. In ancient Mesoamerica, the Maya built observatories like Chichen Itza to track Venus, using the night sky as a cosmic calendar to ensure the sun returned each morning. Across the Pacific Ocean, ancient Polynesian navigators sailed wooden outrigger canoes across thousands of miles of open ocean without a compass. They navigated at night, reading star positions and sensing subtle ocean swells with their bodies, turning darkness into a navigation library. In the Iron Age, metalworkers in ancient Africa deliberately fired iron smelters at night, because only in pitch darkness could they accurately gauge metal temperatures by observing color shifts from dull red to brilliant white. When we look back, the night was never an empty void. It was the crucible of our species. In the dark, our ancestors learned to trust one another. Around the fire, they invented language, mythology, and culture. In two-phase sleep, they found quiet reflection. Beneath grass beds, they applied chemistry to conquer parasites. And looking at stars, they mapped the universe. We traded most of that away for electric lighting, indoor plumbing, antibiotics, and cheese in convenient slices, and that trade was worth it. But something genuine was lost in how thoroughly we conquered the dark. So next time you wake up at 3 in the morning and the house is dead silent, do not reach for your phone or spiral into anxiety. Just lie there in quiet darkness for a moment. Feel the calm clarity of your mind. You are not broken. You are not malfunctioning. You are standing in the long shadow of history, experiencing the very same quiet watch that kept your ancestors safe, thoughtful, and human for hundreds of thousands of years. You are not malfunctioning. You are remembering.